Alright, hello and welcome to another OGU. So, today we're going to talk about the Tenora. This is the new weapon that came out with Octavia, and it is her signature weapon. So, this weapon is pretty good. I have a pretty specific misgiving about it, and that is that this weapon is at MR10. I don't really think it can earn itself to MR10, because this weapon doesn't really have anything over the Soma Prime. The Soma Prime is at a significantly lower MR, and even with 4 Forma in it and these very high level mods, it can't really compare. It has more status, which normally would help it out against the higher levels with the more armor and stuff, but it doesn't have higher status to the point where it actually makes a huge difference considering the full auto stats versus the full auto stats of the Soma. This does have a charge function, however, that has a higher critical multiplier and status, or a lower status chance and a higher critical chance, which is fine and it works, but it doesn't really fight the Soma like you might expect it to. That being said, this weapon is still very, very good, and we're going to show a comparison between this weapon fighting a level 145 heavy gunner and the Soma Prime with the exact same build fighting a level 145 heavy gunner. So we're going to do that first. We'll actually show the Tenora twice. One is with using the charge shot after firing some full auto shots, and one is just full auto, which we'll do the full auto first, and you'll see fight this guy. You can see the accuracy on this weapon gets higher the longer you fire it, which means you can get very consistent headshots, even with heavy caliber. That long reload time wounds you pretty greatly. But it can absolutely get the job done, no problem. Which is good. Good that it can get the job done. This is a slash-based weapon, which gives it some nice little bonuses there. And then this time we will strip some armor and then start using the charge shot, which does significantly more damage and can red crit. As you can see, it's just like it's not like really worth using. It's just you'd rather have more status being applied, I think. And because you don't have like a higher status chance on your main fire, you can't strip armor really fast and then do your super high damage burst shot to finish it out. It is worth noting that if you get it auto fires at 10 shots taken, but you can fire it sooner than that, and it will fire if you are below 10 shots, so it'll take 7 shots. And that just determines how many shots it eats, determines the power of it. But it will take 10 shots unless it is unable to. So that is worth noting. And it's sufficiently powerful. It's fine. Like, it is a good gun. But comparing it to a lower requirement weapon like the Soma Prime, which I'll just show, I changed my Soma Prime build around to be the same exact build that we were using on the Tenora, just to compare. The Soma has such a higher clip and a higher fire rate that you are gonna still be able to eat them, and like you have that higher critical at base, so you don't have to reload. You can just mow them down, and you don't have to like worry about switching modes. It's just more accessible, and you're still doing hugely sufficient damage. And this is a suboptimal build for the Soma because it doesn't have like amazing status chance, and you usually just go for the raw strength, even at like level 145 for that gunner. So it's a bit unfortunate for the Tenora that it is beaten by a lower MR weapon. That being said, the Tenora is still really good, and we'll do the why would you use test for it. Imagine, because it's not bad. It's not bad. It just doesn't earn its mastery rank requirement. But if you like it, it's pretty close to the Soma. I just don't think it really surpasses it. And obviously, at this test, it's gonna be just fine. Like, for any normal thing you're gonna see, sortie level, anywhere you would really want to bring this that's not like super like long game endless or anything like that, you'll be absolutely fine bringing this weapon. I just wanted to show the difference, since this and the Soma are incredibly similar weapons. Yeah, you can see it does quite a good job of tearing through these enemies. There's a bombard rocket following me. Let me get these guys. And the accuracy is really nice, of course. And it is slightly more efficient ammo-wise than the Soma, which is worth noting. Although I don't think that's a huge deal. And the accuracy can help in some situations like that, at like much longer ranges. You can just spool up and still take care of it. And you stay spooled up. Also, it's worth noting that you'll see here, you spin it at the end of a reload, so that kind of auto spools it between reloads. You don't have to spool all the way back up after you have reloaded, because you'll see here, it'll just go automatically, which is nice. It's a good little feature for the reload to have on a weapon like this. But yeah, it performs like well. Like it does a good job. It's like a solid weapon. It's just an unfortunate MR for it to be set at. I feel like the more ammo efficient nature of this weapon compared to the Soma would probably be a little more appropriate at like MR8, since it's just it feels like it's an offset from what the Soma is. And at like MR8, I feel like that might be significantly more appropriate. But as it stands now, it's totally fine. I just feel like the MR is a little bit too high. If you are of MR to use this weapon, I think it's a lot like fun. It's a good time. It feels good to use, and it looks great. So it's definitely worth giving a shot, but I don't think this is going to replace the Soma Prime for anybody anytime soon. But that's why you use Tenora, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.